Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Duluth FC Blue Green Soccer, brought to you by the iFan Sports Network and sponsored by Aspirus St. Luke's, Cirrus Aircraft, and BW of Duluth. This is Matt Johnson alongside my production engineer, Craig Morrissey, coming to you live from Walt Hunting Stadium and Marv Heikkinen Field here in Duluth, Minnesota, where the Blue Greens playing their second game of the 2026 MPSL North Conference campaign, taking on Joy Athletic Club here tonight under sunny skies, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. A brisk wind, however, on the field before game time. Hopefully that'll die down before we go off the air here today. Meanwhile, Duluth FC comes into this contest 0-1 on the season, 1 point so far for Coach Will Mindstrom in his first season at the helm of Duluth FC. Opened their season last Saturday playing last year's MPSL North Conference regular season runner-up, the Siouxland United Outlaws, to a scoreless draw here at Walt Hunting Stadium and Marv Heikkinen Field in a game that went back and forth. Duluth FC created plenty of opportunities. Actually, they probably had the better opportunities for the game, but could not put one in the back of the net and selling for 1 point in that scoreless draw. In that contest on Saturday, the Blue Greens produced plenty of quality possession and created, like I said, a number of good scoring opportunities over the full 90 minutes. Duluth FC created their best chance of the inning in the 19th minute of the opening half when new Blue Green for this year, Seth Davidson, drew a foul inside the Siouxland United 18-yard box, but Outlaws keeper Andre Ferreira stepped forward to stop Davidson's resulting penalty and keep the game scoreless heading into the half. Davidson had another chance later in the first half when a left side corner kick from Akeem Sulemana was headed off the crossbar by Davidson before Nathan Porter's rebound attempt was blocked out of play. On the other side, Siouxland United also had a good chance in that first half on Saturday when Cheyenne Inagaki's shot from the middle of the 18 was saved by Blue Green starter Augustin Warneau to keep the game at a scoreless draw. And after playing 0-0 through the first 45 minutes, Duluth FC continued to create chances in the second half of both Davidson and Roy Nazawa. Were able to get off quality shots toward the Siouxland United goal, but the Outlaws defense held firm down the stretch, and the two sides end up selling for a point each in the MPSL North Conference race. Warneau went all the way in goal for the Blue Greens, playing all 90 minutes in that contest. Meanwhile, Joy Athletic has already played 3 games this season. They have a victory and 2 defeats to their credit here so far, including falling 1-0 to Minnesota Blizzard FC in their last outing, a game that was played on last Tuesday, at Lakeville South High School in Lakeville, Minnesota. In that contest, the Blizzard netted the game's only tally in the 38th minute when Hubert Company scored to give Minnesota Blizzard a 1-0 lead that not only carried over into the intermission, but proved to be enough for the Blizzard to gain all 3 points in that contest. Along with that loss to the Blizzard, the Goats have now posted a 3-1 win as well against Dakota Fusion in a game that took place back on Saturday, May 16th, at St. Thomas Academy in Mendota Heights down the Twin Cities metro area, while also suffering a 3-1 loss to Sioux Falls Thunder FC in their season opener back on Saturday, May 9th in the Twin Cities. So this will be the 4th game already for Joy Athletic. For the Blue Greens, it'll be just their 2nd game of the season, and it should make for an interesting matchup here between the Blue Greens and the Goats here tonight under sunny skies again here at Walt Hunting Stadium in Marv Heikkinen Field. So that's the story as the Blue Greens getting ready to take on Joy Athletic Club for the first time here in the 2026 campaign. With that being the case, we'll take a quick break before we send it back down the field for the introduction of the two teams, the playing of the national anthem, and the opening kick of this MPSL North Conference contest between the Blue Greens and the Goats. That's coming up in a few minutes, so stick around for that. This is Duluth FC Soccer on the iFan Sports Network, again, sponsored by Aspirus St. Luke's, Cirrus Aircraft, and VW of Duluth.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
Noah Kantorowicz. Number 5, Bennett Kawame. Number 8, Asher Johnson. Number 22, Gerson Gogara. Number 36, Joseph Molindua. Number 60, Carlos Casillas. Number 61, Jackson Nicholas Lindsay. Number 64, Cole Petit. Number 97, Theo Cornell. And number 99, Kevin Sliva. The head coach of Joy Athletic is Leo Miss. And now the starting 11 for your Blue Greens. In goal, number 1, Alex Perez. At defense, number 2, Mateus Balsecchi. At defense, number 3, Joe Wilson. At defense, number 4, Nathan Porter. At defense, number 5, Jacob Wiles. At defense, number 6, Paul Size. At forward, number 7, Akeem Suleiman. At midfield, number 8, Mateus Gomez. At forward, number 9, Seth Davidson. At midfield, number 10, Kenji Retiel-Dorias. And at forward, number 23, Roy Nazawa. Assistant coach Beckman Sherman, the head coach of your Blue Greens, is Will Matstrom. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able for the playing of our national anthem.
So the two teams have been introduced. The national anthem hasn't played, and we're moments away from getting this one underway between the Blue Greens of Duluth FC and the Goats of Joy Athletic Club out of the Twin Cities metro area. Matt Johnson being joined by Craig Morrissey, my production engineer here at iFan. As we get this one underway, a quick reminder, before we get this one underway, we'll next be at home with the Blue Greens on Wednesday, June 3rd, taking on the Minnesota Blizzard for the first time here in 2026, right here at Walt Hunting Stadium and Marv Heikkinen Field. 7 p.m. the opening kick, 6:45 the pregame, as the Blue Greens and the Blizzard meet for the first time in the 2026 campaign. Here's the two captains, Nathan Porter for Duluth FC and Bennett Kwame of Joy Athletic, meeting at center field right now, getting ready for this one. The Blue Greens are going to be in their home blue jerseys with the green shorts, and they'll be going from left to right in this opening 45 minutes. Well, Joy Athletic will be in the traveling, I guess you would call that red and white with horizontal stripes, and white shorts will be going from right to left here in this opening 45 minutes as the crowd continues to file in here. Quite a bit warmer here today than we had the last time we were on the air with that game against Siouxland United on Saturday. It was low 50s for that one and a bit breezy. Overcast today, the exact opposite. Plenty of sunshine, some wispy clouds in the background, a slight breeze. The flagpole across the way is actually quite limp, but the corner flags are pretty active right now. So we'll see if that continues here as the evening progresses on here. One change for Duluth FC from the starting 11 that opened up the season against Siouxland United on Saturday, that being Alex Paredes. He steps in for Augustin Warno, who is on the bench as the backup here today. Everybody else, the same 10 field players for the Blue Greens as started against the Outlaws in that one. Roy Nozawa will kick things off here, the native of Tokyo, Japan, for Duluth FC. And a couple of good looks in that game against the Outlaws. Duluth FC bunching 5 players to the right here. And we're just about ready to get this one underway. And we're just awaiting the go-ahead from our center referee here for the night. Again, the crowd continuing to file in here to Walt Hunting Stadium. And I'm not sure what we're waiting on, to be honest with you.
Matt, we might be waiting for the end of the song.
Could be, yeah. Gordon Lightfoot, and now we've got all kinds of confusion already here. Gordon Lightfoot, of course. Yeah, it wasn't done yet. All right, now we're underway.
Here we go.
As Nozawa plays it back. Joseph Wilson, the native of Liverpool, England, will give it a ride in the 18, and we are underway here. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. As the sun beginning to set to our right here, it'll disappear between us and the hill, as we call it here affectionately in Duluth, probably right around halftime. In the meantime here, as we get this one underway, Joy Athletic playing in their own end of the field. And the Goats, this is their 4th game already this season. Duluth FC's only played 1. It's been a bit of an unbalanced schedule here to start the year. Duluth FC, the last team to get the season underway here in the MPSL North. Everybody else had played at least 1 game heading into the Blue-Green season opener against Siouxland United on Saturday. And that scoreless draw against the Outlaws. As Duluth FC now with the throw into their own end of the field. Here's Jacob Wiles for the Blue-Greens, playing a ball forward. And the Goats will take it back. Last time these two teams met was in the opening round of the MPSL North Conference tournament a year ago, and Joy Athletic came from behind to beat the Blue Greens 3-2. That game was played across the bridge at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior. As this one out of play, it'll be a throw here coming up. Mateus Valsecki for Duluth FC will play it back now for Jacob Wiles. Paul Size for Duluth FC, Roy Nozawa into the middle now, looking for Mateus Gomez. That one turned over. Now here's Bennett Kwame, the team captain for the Goats, being dispossessed. Akeem Sulemana playing it wide now. Nathan Porter has some room to operate on the left side with the left foot. Sulemana now. College teammate, by the way, with Porter. They know each other well. Both of them play at Union Commonwealth and a IA school in Barberville, Kentucky. Now the Goats going to try to build from the back. On the right side now, this is Theo Cornell playing a ball over the top. Alex Paredes out for his first touch with the left foot. Now plays it wide. And it'll go out of play. It'll be a throw here coming up here for the Goats. Taken near side by Cole Pettit. And they'll throw it in now to the back for Noel Kantoritz, who has been a stalwart at the back for Joy Athletic for the past few years. Been a regular in the rotation for the Goats ever since they joined the MPSL a few years back. Now here's a ball near side. Cole Pettit. And then a ball in the 18. Left it a little heavy there for Joseph Malindwa, who had peeled off on his run. That'll allow Paredes to come off of his line and scoop it in the middle of his 18. He'll hold on to it. Now he'll roll it for Joseph Wilson. We'll give it a ride over the top, Nozawa. And the flag goes up now near side. It'll be the first offside of the game in the 3rd minute. The game against Siouxland United was very cagey, I think, Craig, would be the best way to describe how that game was played for the most part. And the teams were pretty careful with each other. Duluth FC, like I said, had the better of the scoring opportunities, I think. Seth Davidson looked pretty dangerous throughout the game for the Blue Greens, but again, that scoreless draw. Duluth FC looking for their first tally of the year as far as goals go. And now a foul going to be against Paul Sias here for Duluth FC. It'll be a free kick now coming up near side. Asher Johnson standing over. In fact, now he'll give way. And it'll be Cole Pettit that'll take it here for the Goats. Kevin Sliwa now on the right foot. Playing forward for Kawami. Now they try the overlap. Malindwa hit it a little bit too short. Now Valsecki for the Blue Greens will go all the way back for Paredes in his 18. Alex Paredes Played for Duluth FC for 2 years, then took a year off away from the club. Went to go play for the St. Croix Legends. Then came back to Duluth FC, and he spent last year actually playing in Scotland after graduating from UWS. Now there's a ball over the top. Flag stays down. Here's a shot attempt by Seth Davidson, and he lays it high and over the bar to the right. Flag stayed down. Thought that was going to come up there, but our near side AR said no. And both Nazawa and Davidson were in with space on the right side, but left the chip attempt wide of the goal to our right, being manned by Derek Stevens of Joy Athletic. This ball forward now for Sliwa. Now Kawami's ball through the middle. And now we're going to have a foul called here on Duluth FC's Paul Saez. He's been whistled a couple times already here in the first 5 minutes. And a free kick now for Joy Athletic. These two teams will meet again, by the way, this coming Saturday. So back-to-back matchups, which is a rarity in the MPSL North, as this ball now over the top, and Paredes will grab it in his 18, and now he'll back out. Come to the right side, and he'll hold on to it here for the Blue Greens. He'll give it a ride back over midfield. Flicked up into the air. Porter for the Blue Greens. Ball is yet to be settled on that far side. Now flicked back toward the midfield stripe. And now squaring a ball to the near side. We play on here. A couple players hitting the deck. Nazawa for the Blue Greens. Pettit for the Goats. And we continue on as this ball now is set at an angle into the 18, but Paredes will let that one run. And we'll have a goal kick here coming up for Duluth FC in the 6th minute. The crowd continuing to arrive here. Again, plenty of sunshine here. Wind blowing from left to right. So Duluth FC playing with the wind here in this first half. And Paredes now will line this one up with the left foot. Gives it a ride over midfield. Here's Porter now trying to bring it down. Pass to the middle is intercepted. Now here's Kenji Vertil Dorelus for Duluth FC, getting his first touch of the game, the native of Montreal, Quebec. As now it's Jacob Wiles on the right foot. Wiles. Joseph Wilson on the left foot now for the Blue Greens. Angling a ball over the top. And now Davidson will be whistled on the offside. It's the second time now Duluth FC has been called on an offside violation here. Free kick here for the Goats. Playing a higher line. Ball needs to come just a little bit more quickly. And a free kick now. Kantorowicz looks like he'll be the one to take it here for Joy Athletic. And he'll go all the way back now for Stevens at the top of his 18. Back for Kantorowicz on the far side. And now Stevens. Whoa, that's a bad ball right there. Picked up by Nazawa. Nazawa now taking it wide. Gets a shot away, and he scores! He had a feeling on the turnover. Roy Nazawa, who scored 10 goals for Casper Community College during the college season, opens up his Duluth FC tally for 2026. His account now, 1 goal on the season, 1 goal for Duluth FC. That one coming in the 8th minute, and I'll be honest with you, that one you can kind of see coming as Stevens played it right into the feet of Nazawa. Didn't have to do much other than make a move around the outside defender on the right side, and then beat Stevens to the far side corner, and Duluth FC out to a 1-0 lead here. Wasn't expecting that. But Duluth FC not going to complain. 1-0, the Blue Greens in the lead. That goal unassisted, by the way, for Nazawa.
Duluth FC Blue Greens goal! Scored by number 23, Roy Nazawa! It's an unassisted goal. That goal comes in the 8th minute. Nazawa unassisted for your Blue Greens in the 8th minute.
So there's the official announcement on the goal by Nazawa. And like I said, just a gaff in the back there by Stevens. And now Joy Athletic trying to come back with Kwame. Top of the 18, Bennett Kwame trying to take it wide. Good job on the read there by Joseph Wilson. Now the Goats going to play it forward. Now Sulemana will take over for Davidson. Mateus Gomez now. Back for Sulemana. Now a ball through the middle, picked off by Saez. Paul Saez, the Spaniard for Duluth FC. Comes all the way back now, and here is Jacob Wiles. Wiles directing traffic, and now there's a blue-green down on the deck on the far side. And I believe it is the aforementioned Akeem Sulemana who is down. Our trainer here from Aspirus St. Luke's, Christy Wilkie, will come out and attend to him. Looks like he might have gotten clipped from behind a little bit on that one. Talked about the fact that the field players are the same 10 that saw the field against Siouxland United. The Blue Greens have changed up some of the reserves in this game, or some of the bench players for this one, as Sulemana back to his feet. Jake Cervantes is in there for the first time. Manu Lorenzo, Aaron Gorham, Orlando Fertelman, Sam Carlos, and Warno amongst the bench players for Duluth FC in this one. And now right at the restart. Wiles will play it forward. It'll go out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up for the Goats. As the throw comes in now for Kantorowicz. Now the near side, Cole Pettit. Ball through the middle. There's Wilson to intercept. Seth Davidson coming back now. Sends it back outside. Kenji Vertil Dorelus for Duluth FC. He'll switch the field. Does well to pick out Valsecki near side. Mateus Valsecki. Leaving that ball for I'm not sure who, and it'll now go roll out. It'll be a goal kick here coming up for Stevens. As we're into the 12th minute, 1-0 Duluth FC. The goal, Roy Nazawa, unassisted in the 8th minute. Off of a turnover in the back by the Goats, and Duluth FC has their first goal of the season. They lead at 1-0. Now ball through the middle. Another dangerous pass there. Now turned over Valsecki, who had a very strong game against Siouxland United on Saturday. We'll play it back now for Jacob Wiles. Valsecki on the right foot. Trying to lob it over the top now, looking for Davidson. Seth Davidson trying to step through, trying to get around Kantorowicz. No whistle. And we play on here. Looks like Seth Davidson was looking for a call. Now it's Cornell. Switching it outside, and that one hops the foot of the intended recipient on the far side, so it'll be a throw here for the Blue Greens as we approach the quarter-hour mark here. Now Sulemana, who's back on the field. Off into the corner. Trying to play it through there for Porter, who is making the run. Cleared away, and now Saez. Jacob Wiles. Playing it for Valsecki. Peeled off on his run. Now tries to keep it in, and will go out of play, and there'll be a throw here coming up for Joy Athletic. Based in the Twin Cities, Joy Athletic. Now Pettit hanging over the top looking for Kwame. And this one headed out of play. Throw coming up here for the Blue Greens. Pretty good start here thus far. 1-0, and Duluth FC's had the lion's share of the possession thus far. Here's Paul Saez now for Duluth FC on the right foot. Bertil Dorlus going right back now. Here's Wiles. Switching the field. Well done to pick out Nathan Porter on the far side. Joseph Wilson now with that big left foot. Well, squared outside now for Paul Saez. Saez now. Valsecki. Valsecki now stepping inside. Now Porter trying to flick it through. Didn't get the touch he wanted. And now Kantorowicz takes over for the Goats. Kwame trying to spin. He hits the deck of his own volition apparently. Now he's down. holding his lower back as he gets to his feet. Alcias handling the ball now near side. Nifty passing here now by the Goats. Heading it forward now is Pettit. He's on the run. Wiles will run there first, though, however. Beat him to the spot and play it back for Paredes. Now Gomez. Finds Porter on the far side on the switch of the field. Now it's Sulemana. Hakeem Sulemana trying to step inside. Now Porter, and we're going to have a foul called on Sulemana. Free kick here now for Joy Athletic. About to go in the 16th minute here under sunny skies. Wind continuing to howl a bit now from left to right. It was less breezy at the beginning, but now the flagpole across the way. The flag's pretty active over there. Now Kantorowicz nearly turning it over again. Nozawa nearly getting his foot to that one. Pettit will play it back now. Davidson putting pressure on. Ball by Sliwa now. Popped up in the air. Here's Davidson, edge of the 18, trying to turn with it. And it'll be cleared out now near side. Valsecchi will take the throw here for the Blue Greens. Gomez. Now Wiles. Switching to Persias. Wilson for Valsecchi. Stepping inside, Valsecchi. FC switching the field a lot here so far, trying to space this Joy Athletic squad out a little bit. As Wiles now plays it near side. Valsecchi. Nozawa. Trying to flick it through, and now they'll go all the way back for Stevens. Chips it high in the air. Gomez trying to win the head ball. Now Malindwa. And a ball through, and that's going to run all the way in for Paredes. We'll play it on the deck now for Porter. Joseph Wilson. Duluth FC being very patient in the build-up here. And Valsecchi and Nozawa not on the same page there. It'll be a throw now for Joy Athletic. Throw now for Cole Pettit, near side. Kwame trying to turn on the right foot. Squares it to the outside. First time touch comes in, and that's easy pickings there for Paredes as he comes off of his line, grabs that one, and will hold on to it here. He'll roll it now to the far side for Nathan Porter, team captain for Duluth FC in his third season now as a Blue-Green. Name of Glasgow, Scotland. As this ball now comes near side, Valsecchi. Sulemana laying it back for Nozawa. And that one will go out of play off of Nozawa as well. Good idea, just underhit it for Seth Davidson, who was trying to make a run through the middle. Had Kantorowicz shielding him. A ball back from Sliwa, popped in the air by Stevens. Size trying to win it off the head ball. Now ball over top, Lindwa. Leaving it for Kwame, a little bit behind him. And now there's a turnover off the flick attempt by Kenji Vertil Dorelus. Vertil Dorelus now picking out Nozawa's on the far side. And now for the second time in the game, Seth Davidson going to be called on an offside. It was tight, but Seth Davidson probably about a half step off on that one as the restart now for the Goats. Sliwa on the right foot. Carlos Casillas now playing it on the far side. Ball over the top. Paredes off of his line will grab it. And he'll wait for his teammates to get forward here as we're into the 20th minute, approaching the midway point of this first half. Wilson now overhitting it a bit, throw coming up far side. Bray is giving it a ride toward midfield. Seth Davidson rising up for it. Here's Gomez now. Going outside. Porter for Nozawa. Trying to turn and go move. Roy Nozawa. Dancing on that far side, and it'll be tackled out. Throw coming up here for the Blue Greens. Nozawa been pretty active here so far. Has the lone goal of the game, unassisted in the 8th minute if you're just joining us. Off of a turnover by the Goats, deep in their own end. Nozawa making a step to his right and then tucking into the side netting on the left side. First goal of the season for Nozawa. First goal for the Blue Greens for 2026, and they lead at 1-0. As Valsecki now coming forward. Squares it off for Sulemana, who's come to the right. Hakeem Sulemana. Stepping inside now, here's Davidson. Davidson. Outside Valsecki. Inviting him to go on the inside. Now Valsecki outside the boot, cross into the middle. Cleared away now by the Goats. Well won there by Paul Sayas. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact, able to shield off. Asher Johnson to get that ball. And the Blue Greens now with Wilson in the back. So they've had almost all the possession here so far. Leading at 1-0. Let's go in the 22nd minute here from Walt Hunting Stadium in Marv Heikkinen Field. Nozawa, and now he gets piled into from behind by Sliwa. It'll be a free kick here for the Blue Greens near sideline. Here's Valsecki now coming central. Bertil Drelus will go to the far side with it. And now ball forward for Sayas. And he hopped off of his foot to the far side. Throw coming up. Well, Sulemana. Davidson trying to turn. Tackled from behind there by Kantorowicz. Now Noah Kantorowicz. Played his college soccer at St. Cloud State University. Coming forward, that one now going to be tackled out far side. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Goats. Throw comes in, headed away. We'll do it again. Pretty good crowd again, similar to, I think, the one we had on Saturday. As the throw comes in, Wiles now. Half-balling it forward, back toward midfield. Sliwa now through the middle. Now Bertil Drelus with the nice play defensively. And a Falcon whistle here against Melindwa. Got into the back of Roy Nozawa. It'll be a free kick here for Duluth FC. More than halfway through this opening 45 minutes. Wiles taking the free kick, headed out. And it'll be a throw now for Duluth FC right near midfield. Nathan Porter will take it here for the Blue Greens. Sulemana. It's quick feet. Able to play it back now for Wiles, who will switch the field for Valsecki near side. Mateus Valsecki playing it back, sending it back, excuse me. Here's Wiles. A lot of touches for the back four here for the Blue Greens in this first half. As Wilson now coming forward. And we'll go out of play. Sulemana saw how to play when he made the touch on that ball. Throw coming up now for Joy Athletic. Now Sliwa with the left foot. Sending it to the far side. Long run over there. Able to keep it in. Duluth FC's Poor doing a nice job to send it forward for Sulemana, who now gets a step on a defender. Plays it forward. Now tipped over the top. Nice touch there from Seth Davidson. Vertil Dorelus now. Kenji Vertil Dorelus playing it back for Sulemana. And Sulemana and the referee not giving the foul there. And say it was shoulder to shoulder. And a free kick now coming up for the Goats. Kwame standing over this one. Nora Kantorowicz on the right foot. Sulemana dispossessed. Kwame now playing it forward. Now Malindwa coming inside, and they're going to wave that one off. They're going to say he was offside on the far wing. Bit of a shaky play in the back there. A little bit too loose from the Blue-Greens. Get bailed out by the offside call, but that'll be an area that they'll want to clean up. Guys got turned around a little bit on that one, and now Valsecki will send it out of play far side. Good thing, too, because Paredes was captured in no man's land on that one. Or caught in no man's land, I should say. That's a better way of saying it. In the meantime, now back, here's Sliwa. Switching the field near side for Cole Pettit, who's got space to run. Pettit. Ball in the middle. Knocked down. Now Malindwa. Kwame. Wiles. Clearing it back outside. And the referee saying that Pettit and Valsecki went shoulder to shoulder, so that'll allow Paredes to range to his right and scoop that one off the turf. He's letting some physical contact go, this referee. Don't mind that.
Not at all, but it's man's game today.
Yes. There's definitely been some physical contact that has not been called that we would have seen called on Saturday, I think. Stevens now. Sending it wide, and now into blue-green territory, Joseph Wilson. We'll switch it now near side, and he'll split the difference between Sulemana and Valsecki for a Joy Athletic throw. Sliwa now going back. Here's Kantorowicz. Kwame wanted to fall there as he hit the deck. Now Valsecki. Teos Valsecki. Ball forward. Taken back now by Sliwa, who's got room to operate. Wiles turning it back now for the Blue-Greens on the right side. Now a good pick out near side for Pettit, edge of the 18. Bending a ball for Malindwa. And it'll go out of play. Nice job of using his body there by Nathan Porter. Shield that away from Joseph Malindwa. It'll be a goal kick now for Paredes as we're approaching the 30-minute mark of this opening half. 1-0 your score. Goal coming in the 8th minute from Roy Nazawa off of a turnover by the Goats deep in their own territory. A nice finish by Nazawa as well. Speaking of which, here he comes down with the ball at his feet. Nazawa now continuing on. A nice one, too, with Seth Davidson going. Touch was a little heavy, allowed the Goats to take possession, and now we have a couple players hitting the deck on that far side, and we'll have a free kick for Duluth FC here with just over 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Gomez now will go right side. Paul Saez. Valsecki. back in the 18. Here's Paredes. Alex Paredes. I guess you would call him one of the elder statesmen on this squad now. Like I said, I guess this will be his 4th year with Duluth FC, all total. Now Kenji Vertil, Dorelus laying it forward. Sulemana trying to win the race to that one. Now Valsecki. And now we're going to have a foul called on Sliwa. One of the Blue-Greens down behind the play. I believe it's Gomez that is down and trying to shake it off here with that left foot. Speaking to our center referee here as we're into the 31st minute.
Yeah, he has a lot of conversations going so far here in this opening half, don't he?
Yeah, he does. It's been a physical first half, and the players are having conversations with the center referee. There's always a lot of conversations going on the field. I think people are sometimes surprised at how much dialogue there is.
Well, I think it's just getting into the rhythm of that, how the game's going to be called to how they get the play.
Vertil Dorelus now playing it near side. Here's Sulemana. Laying it off now. Here's Valsecki. Sulemana. And out of play. It'll be a throw here for the Blue-Greens. Deep corner to our right. Valsecki's throw. Gomez. Vertil Dorelus. Turning it on now. Wilson outside for Porter. Left-footed cross comes in. Headed toward goal, or at least attempted to be headed toward goal by Seth Davidson. Now comes near side, and it'll go out of play. And we'll have a throw here coming up. 32nd minute. Duluth FC's had plenty of opportunities with the ball. Plenty of possession here in this first half. So the game's lone goal. Here's Cole Pettit now coming up the near side. Gomez. And yeah, that's a good call on the foul there. It's going to be a free kick here coming up. And now having further conversations with the near side AR. So like I said, plenty of dialogue going on here. Casillas' ball forward. Nearly turned over. Now it is. Here's Paul Saez, the Spaniard here for the Blue-Greens. Send it wide now. Here's Porter. Azawa. Score of the game's lone goal coming toward the middle of the field. Met by Bennett Kawami. And now Kawami. Left-footed ball over the top, right into the waiting arms there of Paredes, who came to the top of his 18. Valsecki now. Now ball forward. Here come the Goats. Asher Johnson on the long run. He'll now play it off of Paul Saez. We'll have our first corner kick of the match here in the 34th minute. Gomez is down again. I'm wondering if they might have to sub him off a little bit early here. Second time he's been down, and looks like there is going to be a sub here coming up. Coach Will Mindstrom is talking to whoever it may be on that far side. The last game it was Gabriel Rossman that came in for Gomez, but we'll see if that continues to be the pattern here. And yeah, I think Gomez is going to be done for the night here pretty quickly. Walking off here. So Gomez, after taking that knock, his night's going to be over here. meantime, Asher Johnson lining up a corner kick now, near side flag. In the meantime, the corner kick now from Johnson. We'll get back to live action here. Plays it short. Hit it very short, in fact. Palsecki able to clear back towards Sulemana. And it is, by the way, Gabriel Rossman who has come in, so see how that changes Duluth FC's plans here tonight as far as working out the subs. Rossman didn't come in until the second half against Siouxland United on Saturday. But he comes in here for the ailing Mateus Gomez, who hopefully will not be out for too long. Two teams again playing again in a couple days down in the Twin Cities at St. Thomas Academy High School, by the way. Here's Malindwa now playing the ball in the middle, and here's Rossman with his first touch. Sending it wide now, here's Porter. Azawa. Sending it forward now. And touched away from Davidson by Sliwa, who is coming from the left outside back position for Joy Athletic. Now Vertil Doralus to the outside for Nazawa. And a free kick here coming up. 36th minute, now going in the 37th minute here in the next 10 seconds. And it's been pretty settled here so far ever since Duluth FC scored the goal. Blue Greens have had a lot of possession. Joy Athletic kind of growing in the game a bit as it continues on here later stages first half. So just a 1-0 score in favor of the Blue Greens. The goal scored, Nazawa on the ball right now on the far side. Now he'll lose possession. Now Malindwa playing it on for Kawami. Pair number 5 is going at it with Jacob Wiles. Now Kawami maintaining his balance, plays it out in front. Here's Johnson trying to line up a shot, gets it away, and a diving stop by Paredes. His first save of the ball game. Malindwa now. They play it up the middle. And an offside going to be whistled here against the Goats. Might have been going wide, but nice job diving to his right by Paredes. Well, it's career records for wins, shutouts, goals against average at UW Superior men's soccer. Part of 4 straight NCAA tournament teams, part of a run of 8 straight for the Yellow Jackets. Under the direction of head coach Joe Mooney, who's in the stands here today, by the way. Just saw him come in about 20 minutes back. As Paredes. A lot of UW Superior flavor to this squad. There's quite a few Yellow Jackets on the team. And Will Mindstrom, the head coach of the Blue Greens, also a former UW Superior Yellow Jacket player. So, like I said, a lot of influence from Coach Mooney's squad here with Duluth FC this season. A couple of Yellow Jackets on the field right now. In fact, Jacob Wiles and Seth Davidson both playing for UWS currently, as this one now goes out of play, far side. It's become kind of a yearly habit for Duluth FC to have a few Yellow Jackets on the squad. As the throw comes in now on the far side. Now here's a cross coming in. Sulemana able to volley it out. Here's the aforementioned Seth Davidson in pursuit, but Slee will get there first. Now near side, Cole Pettit. For Johnson in the middle. Cleared away nicely there by Nathan Porter, and now Kenji Vertil Durelus will go all the way back for Roy Nazawa, who continues on that left wing as we continue on also in the later stages of this first 45 minutes. Sulemana angling a ball for Davidson. Sliwa for Stevens, and then he touches it out of play. He's having a tough time in the back right now.
Well, he's accurate because he just hit the camera down there.
One of your cameras, as it turns out.
Turns out.
I was hoping that one wouldn't break anything down there. I saw that ball coming. So. Now Sulemana for the Blue Greens off the restart. Wasn't very happy with that ball. You could tell by his...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did
by
not
his
have a good reaction.
No. Now Rossman. Valsecki. Coming forward. Clips it over the top. Looking for Nozawa. Edge of the 18, far side. Nozawa will run it down near the end line, then lost his footing. Now Vertil, Drelus, Rossman. Playing it wide now. Paul Saez. Wilson will continue it on. Here's Wiles. Reigning UMAC Defensive Player of the Year, Jacob Wiles will now send it back for Joseph Wilson near the midfield stripe. Saez. Now ball into space. Pratis.
Ooh.
And we'll have a handball call here on Faliwa. Either that, yeah, it's a handball.
He's claiming self-defense, too.
Pratis.
Not much I can do.
Pratis has got a big leg.
Big body, too.
Yeah, Pratis about 6'1" or so. Now Nozawa. Nice touch from Seth Davidson. Nozawa coming in now. Nozawa. And his touch let him down as he tried to play it back for Sulemana. I think he was coming into the middle of the 18 there. So those two beginning to work a little bit better now. A little bit more chemistry between Roy Nozawa and Seth Davidson here in their second game together up top. That's one of those things, Craig. It takes a while to kind of build that chemistry as well.
It's different game speed than in practice as well.
Yeah, the game is a little bit sped up, of course, once you get into an actual game versus, they've been practicing together for a few weeks, but it's different once you get on the full field playing opposition, of course. Now Stevens, boy, he's having all kinds of problems in the back right now, and now Davidson bowls over Kevin Sliwa, but wow. Stevens is having a hard time back there right now.
Yeah.
You can tell he's not seeing the ball particularly well. And so Duluth FC got the first goal. It was off a turnover by Stevens in the back. Zawa able to pick it off and then slide it on the left side netting.
I was going to say his son is behind them, too. So
that's interesting that he's Rossman now. Got a little bump from behind. Trying to play it through, and there's going to be a handball called now on that one. And unhappy with that call is Theo Cornell here of Joy Athletic. 42nd minute. Feels like the half is flowing right along. Lone goal of the game coming in the 8th minute. Roy Nozawa, his first of the season. Unassisted, and now a free kick coming up. Sulemana standing over on the right foot. Giving up about 7 inches to his teammate Joseph Wilson, who's about 6'4". And Sulemana. Line drive, and that one will be played out. It'll be a corner kick here off the foot of Sliwa, who's had a busy first half here for Joy Athletic in the back. Porter going to come up now. Sulemana's going to take it from the far side corner flag. Going to send Wiles forward as well. Rossman's going to drop. Blue Greens right now with about 7 players in the 6, plus Nozawa top of the 18, while the Goats are going to man mark here. And Sulemana will give it a ride. Inspringer with the right foot. Now we're going to have conversation here. Porter and Kantorowicz having a conversation. Sulemana playing it inside, sent right back to him. Sulemana now dancing to his right. On top now Rossman. And Rossman trying to get it right back for Sulemana. Trying to keep it in, and they're going to say he did so. Played it off of the defender. It'll be another corner kick. I didn't think he would get there.
I didn't think so either, but kind of hobbled after that play, too. Looked like he may have tweaked an ankle there on the end line, but looks to be okay.
Sharp for Nozawa. Now Sulemana back outside Nozawa. And that one will be given a ride to the far side, and Staying in right near midfield. Players going up for it, and off the head of Rossman for a throw now as we're into the 45th minute. He's about 15 yards ahead of where he should be on that throw. And now Porter getting into it with Kawami on the far side. The two team captains coming together. Now Wiles is going to join in the fray. I didn't see what went on there, but some extracurriculars, obviously. Center referee talking to Bennett Kawami right now. And now having a conversation with Joseph Wilson as well, who was in the middle of things over there apparently. We're now in extra time here. We'll see how much they add. It's been pretty physical so far, but we haven't had any cards handed out as of yet. So throw comes in now in the middle. Kawami fielding off now against Polsias. Outside now Pettit, edge of the blue-green 18. Playing it through the middle, swing and a miss by Johnson. And now Nozawa will send it out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up. Maybe a minute or two of stoppage time would be my guess here in this first 45. Throw coming in, headed up into the air. Porter with the left foot now, clearing it centrally. Now Malindwa. And they'll play it wide now. Flick coming forward, Malindwa able to touch it outside. Here's Kawami. Left footed ball inside. And another offside call. Been a few of those here so far. Pratis will give this a right at least one more time here before the end of the half. And there it is with the left foot. Sends it over midfield. Headed down now, Sulemana. Getting an inside step. Now taking it back outside against Sliwa. Coates able to break that up. Now Asher Johnson. Now Wilson intercepts. Vertil Dure loose. And that is how the opening 45 minutes will end here as we get the long whistles. Bringing the opening half of action here in this MPSL North Conference contest between Duluth FC and Joy Athletic to a close. Your score 1-0 in favor of the Blue Greens. 45 minutes in, the lone goal coming in the 8th minute. Roy Nozawa, his first as a Blue Green, first of the season for Duluth FC. Nice bit of play by him to pick off an air pass in the back, take it to his right, then slide it into the side netting around Derek Stevens, and that's the lone marker on the board here so far, 45 minutes in. Again, your score at the break, Duluth FC 1, Joy Athletic 0. And with that being the case, we'll take an extended break and then come back in about 15 minutes with the start of the second 45 minutes of this contest between Duluth FC and Joy Athletic. That's coming up, like I said, in about 15 minutes. Again, this is Duluth FC Soccer, sponsored by Aspirus St. Luke's, Sears Aircraft, and VW of Duluth on the iFan Sports Network.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
Matt Johnson alongside my production engineer Craig Morrissey here from Walt Hunting Stadium and Meyer Peiken Field in Duluth. As the sun beginning to set to our right, we're getting ready for the start of the second 45 minutes between Duluth FC and Joy Athletic Club. Quick reminder, folks, the Blue Greens will next be in action against this very same Joy Athletic team this coming Saturday the 30th, taking on the Goats down in the Twin Cities metro area for a 5 p.m. opening kick this coming Saturday. In the meantime, they'll next be at home a week from tonight, Wednesday, June 3rd, taking on Minnesota Blizzard FC. 7 p.m. the opening kick against the Blizzard. 6:45 or 6:50 or so the pregame with myself and Mr. Morrissey handling all the broadcast duties on that evening as we get ready for half number 2. 1-0 in favor of the Blue Greens. If you're just joining us, the lone goal coming in the 8th minute from Roy Nazawa, native of Tokyo, Japan, taking advantage of a turnover by the Goats deep in their own territory and then slotting home a shot into the left side netting around Derek Stevens. For Nazawa, his first goal as a Blue-Green, first goal of the season for Duluth FC, and they lead it 1-0 here as we're getting ready to begin this second 45 minutes. Bennett Kawami, the team captain for Joy Athletics, standing over the ball at midfield, and we're getting ready for this one. No cards in that first half. It was pretty physical, but we still have a 1-0 contest. The two teams with the same starting 11s on the field that started the ball game. And we're just awaiting the go-ahead now from our center referee. The ARs are getting into their respective positions here. It'll be interesting to see if the tenor of the game changes at all from what we saw in that opening 45 minutes. Like I said, it was quite physical. Nothing overly dirty, but there was a lot of physical play in that opening 45 minutes.
Well, you said it earlier too, Matt. Just after that goal for Duluth FC, Joy really turned their game on, so to speak, to get into this game.
Yeah.
Definitely increased the man-to-man pressure on that, causing some extra turnovers, and had an opportunity, but we're just offsides. But otherwise, we were close to being 1-1.
Yeah, pretty close. Quite a few offsides in that first half. We had 4 or 5, a couple each way. As we get in the second 45 minutes. And already there it is again, another offside. Sulemana, although that one kind of caught in no man's land on that one, was Akeem Sulemana. And we'll have a free kick as we restart here. Noah Kantorowicz now on the right side. Asher Johnson now checking back for the Goats. Melindwa, who had that opportunity in the first half, but was called on the offside. And we play on here as he hits the deck. Now ball over the top. Going to the far side of the field. Gerson Guevara getting a shot away right in the waiting arms there of Alex Paredes. He'll hold on to it here. But other than that, it hasn't been very many dangerous chances really either way. It's been a pretty cagey game. We talked about that against Siouxland United on Saturday. To wait for your opportunities in games like this, and the Greens taking advantage of their opportunity in the first half and leading it 1-0. Now Kenji Vertil, Drelus for the Blue Greens. On the outside of the boot, touched just a little bit off. Now here's Gabriel Rossman, who came in as a sub in the first half. For the nicked up Mateus Gomez, hopefully he'll be all right. Talked about that in the first half as well. In the meantime, the ball comes back now for Noah Kantorowicz of the Goats in the middle. Now Kawami right near midfield. Sending it to the far side. This is Cole Pettit. Now laying it off. Trying to play a ball in for Melindwa. Cleared away there by Joseph Wilson for the Blue Greens. And now ball to the far side. Pettit turning on the right foot. Switching it now. And the angling ball in the 18. That'll be easy on a hop now for Paredes off of his line. Paredes known for being very aggressive off of his line. He was that way when he played for UW Superior as well. Didn't get as much of that one as he wanted, I don't think. Lindwa had it momentarily. Now Rossman. Joseph Wilson now. Seth Davidson. Back for Rossman, and the Blue Greens now will try to set up their first extended possession of the half. Bolsayas now will go all the way back, and Jacob Wiles now will play it on the deck for his former college teammate, now Duluth FC teammate Alex Paredes. Bolsayas on the far side, and he fumbles it out. Touch just a little bit off. Throw coming up here now for the Goats, 49th minute. Pettit taking the throw, I think, on that far side. Kwame flicking it up into the air, now headed back into the 6. Nobody there, and a Joy Athletic jersey, however, as Paredes picks it up. And he'll swing it to the outside for Mateus Valsecki here for Duluth FC. Saez now to the outside. Valsecki making a run forward. Handing the ball over top for Nozawa. Roy Nozawa now 1-on-2. Edge of the 18. Nozawa turning on the right foot. Nozawa still going. Nozawa turns and gets a shot away, and then rises high over the crossbar. Not a bad idea, though, by Roy Nozawa coming across the 18. Create a little bit of space. Just couldn't get over the ball, and it rose a little bit high. Sliwa on the outside. Now Joy coming up. Sending a ball to the wing, and it's out of play. It'll be a throw here coming up for Duluth FC. Nozawa, slight of build, but seems to find space pretty well. Saw him do that also against Siouxland United on Saturday. Throw comes in. Here's Asher Johnson now looking for Kwame. Laying it off. Theo Cornell back outside. Sliwa now. Continuing on now for Pettit on the far side. And Wiles now clipping it out. Here's Davidson. And it's not Davidson. Will be whistled for the foul there. We haven't seen Davidson as active as we saw him on Saturday against Siouxland United. He was, I think, both ways the most dangerous forward in that game, either way. That's penalty kick saved. Of course, hit the crossbar off of a corner kick from Akeem Sulemana as well in that contest against the Outlaws on Saturday.
You know, that might have been like one of the more perfect games to start with as far as that competitiveness. Would have been nice to come away with the win out of that, but nonetheless, I think that really set them up well here for the season.
Now you don't want to lose that first game, that's for sure. That's one
Right.
of those games where you want to make sure you get points out of it at the very least. And Duluth FC able to do that, especially with the amount of new players on this team. Only 7 returners as Kenji Vertil Drelus got taken down there. Free kick here for the Blue Greens, but you're incorporating a lot of new pieces to the squad, and what you're hoping for is that the guys play good, solid soccer for the most part, and Duluth FC able to do that. As Wilson gets into this one with the left foot, laying it over the top, looking for Davidson, a little off balance. Now he goes down, we play on. Valsecki. Sulemana with the shot, and he scores! Beautiful setup there for the Blue Greens. That goal coming in the 52nd minute. And I think it was Valsecki on the assist there. Either way, it's Akeem Sulemana who gets the goal. I have to go back and look. Craig has the ability to look at the replay. I do not. But it is Akeem Sulemana.
On it. Here it is.
So we got the touch here.
I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, it's Valsecki on the assist.
Blue Greens goal. Goal scored by number 3, Joe Wilson.
So Sulemana will go.
Number 7, Akeem Sulemana.
There we go. We're still working on that. The assist of Valsecki.
And assist on the goal for number 2, Mateus Valsecki.
There we go.
That goal coming in the 52nd minute. Sulemana from Valsecki. Belsecki for the Blue Greens in the 52nd minute.
So 2-0 now Duluth FC, and a really nice finish by Sulemana, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And a nice little touch as well. After Seth Davidson kind of hit the deck on that far side, we played on. No whistle, and Belsecki able to touch it for Sulemana, who just roofed it over Stevens. And a nice finish, like I said, by Sulemana. And we've been impressed with him. He's very quick through 2 games, as now here's Malindwa, and he airmails one to the back post. But nice setup there, Craig.
Yeah, good strike with the right foot.
And like I said, you and I talked about him in the opener against Siouxland United. Very quick, slow to the ground, good center of gravity, tough to take off the ball, and very quick feet.
Yeah, he's got a good field of view as well, and he's a great addition here.
And certainly a great addition to the squad here for 2026. Speaking of Sulemana, there he is on the far side now. Polsai now Vertil Durelus, and Davidson trying to touch it through the middle. He's a nifty little player. He's not a very big guy, Sulemana, probably about, 5'7", 5'8", but extremely quick.
Yeah, he's got good footwork as well.
Now here's Nozawa. Nozawa turns, getting a shot away. That one blocked. Now Rossman trying to turn. Vertil Durelus. For Davidson trying to flick it on. Ball still loose. He can't find it. Ken Stevens, and it's poked in here by Nozawa. And Nozawa almost with a kind of excuse me goal there. His second of the game. That one coming in the 56th minute.
Yeah, just a collision there with a defenseman and the goalie, and ball just laid there.
Yeah, Stevens got tangled up there. I think it was with Noah Kantorowicz. That's going to be unassisted, by the way, for Nozawa, his second of the game. And all of a sudden now it's a 3-goal lead. And we've played only 10 minutes of the second half. Well, that changes the complexion a bit here, Craig, as we continue on down the second half.
Duluth FC Blue Greens goal. Scored by number 23, Roy Nazawa. Another unassisted goal in the 55th minute. Nazawa, second of the match for your Blue Greens in the 55th minute.
So a brace for Roy Nozawa. Blue Greens looking for all 3 points here tonight. As this one now headed down forward, here's Sulemana. And I think he was trying to hit that one over the top, maybe for Nozawa, who's on hat trick watch now. Now Sliwa coming in for the Goats in the middle for Kantorowicz. And yeah, Derek Steams has had a kind of an adventure in the back here so far for Joy Athletic as this ball now hit it over the top. Paredes heading it forward. Talked about his aggressiveness out of his own box. Now Malindwa. And we'll see how many chances now Joy Athletic wants to take going forward. As here's now Pettit on the far side. Cole Pettit taking it wide. Coming into the 18. Crossing it back post. Headed down and into the waiting arms of Paredes, who had it read. Well done then by Paredes to read that one. And now here's Nozawa getting around Kantorowicz. Roy Nozawa coming into the 18. Nozawa going down, and we're going to have a penalty kick opportunity now. And Nozawa very quick. Made a spin move around Kantorowicz, made about a 60-yard run up the near side. And now a yellow card on top of everything else for Kantorowicz. Our first such card of the game, and now we'll have a penalty kick opportunity here. I would think Nozawa will take it. But that's a nice little move that Nozawa made there. Got inside of Kantorowicz, and really Kantorowicz didn't really have any other option other than to try to follow him.
Yeah, he had a lot of green down the sideline.
And so in the 59th minute, Nozawa trying to complete the hat trick here against Derek Stevens in goal. 2 goals so far for Nozawa. And he very calmly tucks it in on the left side netting. Hat trick for Nozawa. And Duluth FC, 3 goals in the first 13 minutes of the half, Craig, and all of a sudden it's a 4-goal cushion now.
Yeah, just good personal effort there. Just taking that one touch to get past the defender, and it was straight in. Good opportunity there, good speed.
Now he's nifty, Nozawa. Like I said, slight of build, but. So Roy Nozawa with the hat trick. And the youngsters below us with the goal call.
Got some healthy lungs.
And it looks like now they're going to make a change in goal here. Are the Goats. Stevens is done for the night. See who the replacement keeper is here. Yeah, he didn't have the best of nights. Unfortunately, did Derek Stevens. He had kind of an adventure back there, I guess would be the best way of putting it.
Well, some of that play in front of him, too, didn't really help him much any either.
No, I would agree. I don't think he got a lot of help on a couple of the situations here. And had a hard time, though, playing the ball in the back in the first half. We talked about that.
Duluth FC Blue Greens goal with the hat trick, number 23, Roy Nozawa. On the penalty kick in the 59th minute. That's Nozawa, the hat trick for the Blue Greens in the 59th minute.
So a 4-goal lead. We're coming in now, and we're going to have a foul called here on Rossman. Still a half hour to go here as Johnson stands over this one. And that ball will be headed out now by Balsecki on the far side. Balsecki, by the way, with the assist to Suleimani, kind of started this whole thing. And now a couple substitutions for the Blue Greens. Looks like Nozawa's done for the night. Why not? Up by 4. And it looks like Kenji Vertil Dorelus is also going to check out here for the Blue Greens. I think that's Sam Carlos coming in for Duluth FC. And then it's also going to be Jake Cervantes that's going to come in here for his first appearance as a Blue Green. So we saw Carlos come in as a reserve, or as a substitute, I should say, against Siouxland United on Saturday, but he's going to get a little bit more time here tonight. Trying to get him up to speed, as the saying goes. Left-footed ball now coming in by Johnson. Grabbed nicely there by Paredes, and he'll hold on to it here.
Substitutions for your Blue Greens. In for Nozawa, number 17, Jake Cervantes. And in for Vertil Dorales, number 19, Sam Carlos.
And now Kantorowicz getting all tangled up with Seth Davidson, and now, well, and Kantorowicz is playing on a yellow card, so he's got to be a little bit more careful. Davidson, a very physical player. We talked about him, 6'1", 170. Still just 19 years of age is Seth Davidson. And if you look at him from here, he looks like a full-grown man. We talked about his big, strong body. Scored 15 goals and had 8 assists in his rookie year for UW Superior under, of course, Joe Muniz, we talked about in the first half. And
hey, fans, just a reminder, if you would still like to get some Blue Greens merchandise,
there's Rossman now to the outside, by the way, as we come back to live action.
So head down there.
Carlos getting his first touch, and it'll go out of play. And off the Frenchman, Carlos.
Courtesy of Custom Athletics.
Shake of the finger there by Nathan Porter. Now Rossman. Brazilian will play it back. Now here's Paul Saez. A little bit of a heavy touch, but able to recover. Now Wiles. Wiles for the Blue Greens. Trying to get for Cervantes in the middle. Ball still boning around, and now we're going to have a foul call. Free kick here coming up for Joy Athletic. Also be interesting to see on Saturday what kind of adjustments the two teams make in the couple days in between their matchups here. Wilson skying this one toward Davidson, toward midfield. Sulemana now coming in. Porter for the Blue Greens. Bending a ball, looking for Cervantes. Now Carlos. Jacob Wiles. Paul Saez. Now an angling ball for Davidson on the far side against Kevin Sliwa. Davidson now getting a step, coming into the 18. Davidson trying to play it back. Here's a shot attempt by Cervantes, and he scores! Well, things have gotten a little out of hand here now, Craig. For Cervantes, how about that for a start? Comes in for about 2 minutes and gets his first career goal. The assist, by the way, to Seth Davidson, and Davidson deserves full credit for that goal, by the way.
Yeah, he sure does. He worked that one over. It was a great ball sent down to him as well. Being able to get around the defender, and then ball comes free.
Yeah, things have gotten to the point now where I think both teams are going to start subbing and try to play this one out. Substitutions starting to come in the game both ways now. Looks like Cole Pettit's night is done. So Cervantes from Davidson, the latest marker here for the Blue Greens. Cervantes spent last season with Division I Cal State Northridge, and now he's transferring to Division II Cal State Los Angeles for the 2026 season. So he's got some serious chops to his game, but again, Seth Davidson showing that strength. He works very hard up top. Mm-hmm. And Cervantes with a nice finish.
Long line of strikers there at UWS as well. So
yeah, a lot of guys who scored a lot of goals over the years.
Yes, that's right. A lot to learn from.
We talk about the former Yellow Jackets. We talked about last game as well. They've played even for Duluth FC over the years. And Blake Perry, the all-time leading scorer. Yep.
Scored by number 17, Jake Cervantes. For an assist from number 9, Seth Davidson. That goal comes in a 65th minute. Cervantes from Davidson for your Blue Greens in the 65th minute.
By the way, recapping these goals before we continue on with this conversation. Suleiman in the 52nd, Nazawa in the 56th, Nazawa again in the 59th, and then Cervantes in the 65th. So 4 goals so far here in the second half for the Blue Greens. But was a good game, a competitive game at the half, Craig, has been blown open here. And all of a sudden, again, went from 1-0 to 5-0 really quickly.
Well, and part of that just came from some mistakes, too. And the Blue Greens obviously able to capitalize on some of them as well.
Yeah, it's all about making the plays count and trying to limit your mistakes. That's a big part of higher level soccer, of course. Whether you're watching the Premier League or you're watching the MPSL or any other league for that matter, it's when the mistakes happen, where they happen, and all of a sudden, like I said, it can turn quickly from a 1-0 game. I feel like it was a 1-0 game not that long ago, and now all of a sudden you look up and there's 5 on the board. Here's the latest goal scorer, Cervantes, now playing it back. Wilson. Turning goal move now by Nathan Porter. Playing it back now for the new keeper. I still haven't gotten a number on the new keeper, by the way, who came in for Stevens. Have Eagle Eye Craig Marcy looking over there to try to find out who it is. He hasn't turned around yet.
I'll wait till he turns around. I'll keep an eye on it.
Now the Blue Greens just looking to preserve the shutout, I think, is going to be the goal for the rest of the night here for Duluth FC. As this one goes out, it'll be a corner kick now for the Goats. All right, so it's Devin Leonard that is in there now.
Eagle Eye Simon.
There you go. It's a team effort here on iFan Sports Network. As Asher Johnson will take this corner kick from the far side flag, left-footed ball bending out. Comes through the 18. Cervantes now will run it down here for Duluth FC. Playing it forward. New blue-green in the game as well. Manu Lorenzo, who we saw come in late stages second half on Saturday. He'll get some extended time now. And Will Mindstrom, I would expect, is probably going to play as many of the reserves as he possibly can here in this one, just to get guys some game time here, especially with a road trip to the Twin Cities coming up on Saturday to face this very same team. As Rossman now turns. Rossman, one of the examples of that coming in from Matias Gomez, who suffered a lower body injury of some type, Craig. We're not quite sure what it was, but Rossman getting extended playing time here after playing about 15 minutes of the game against Siouxland United on Saturday. So again, trying to get some of those bench guys some more playing time here, especially, like I said, with that road trip coming up here on Saturday. There's Cervantes now, speaking of which, trying to bend that ball forward. Now it's Sulemana, and we'll have a foul called on Cervantes.
Yeah, we're going to have that opportunity here for the first road game, so a little different here too. Get on the road. Not that these road trips are all that long, but still it just changes the whole flow and format of preparing and being ready to play.
Well, Duluth FC will have a couple of longer ones. They'll go to Dakota Fusion later in the year. They'll also head to Sioux Falls to play the Thunder, so both of those will be as Lorenzo now. Porter now playing it forward. Now Davidson on the run against Kantorowicz, who's playing on a yellow card.
Those two have had a pretty good matchup here tonight when they've tangled.
Yeah, a couple of big bodies there between Seth Davidson and Noah Kantorowicz. Kantorowicz, I mentioned it in the first half, played his college soccer at St. Cloud State.
Yeah, both physical players.
It's also interesting, Seth Davidson actually came from Sartell High School, which is in the St. Cloud area.
Yeah.
Nice move here. Played now into the middle and now cleared away by Rossman, who was checking all the way back. 72nd minute now. We still have about 20 minutes or so of game action here tonight before we call it quits on the evening, as the lights now are fully on here at Walt Hunting Stadium in Marv Heikkinen Field. Now a ball up the middle. Porter able to intercept, and now he'll just send one forward. It was interesting before the game, Craig. I actually had a conversation with Alex Paredes, and he told me on Saturday he wasn't quite sure where his level was at, but I'd say he's looked pretty good in the back here so far.
Yeah, he looks quite engaged on the field.
The biggest thing he told me is that he needs more reps. As here's going to be an offside against Davidson. But hasn't been very much rust back there for Alex Paredes tonight. He's looked pretty composed back there.
Not many have made it through to him either. So
yeah,
we talk. Defense has a job to do, and they've kept a pretty clean 18.
Yeah, and they the back four also played very well, I thought, against Siouxland United.
Yeah.
Didn't really give the Outlaws much of anything in that game. Maybe one chance at that. Duluth FC had a number of chances to score, didn't do so, and had the bulk of the possession in that game against the Outlaws. And so the back four's been solid here so far through 2 games, or almost 2 games now. In the meantime, now the ball comes back for Sliwa in the middle. Now he'll clip it over the top, and the aforementioned Paredes will grab it on the hop. Alex Paredes is a very interesting story. He's native of Mequon, Wisconsin. Olmsted High School graduate. Played 4 years at UW Superior. Spent a couple of semesters actually abroad, both in Scotland. Also played in Scotland in the 2nd division there. And
That's what you want at the higher
Yeah,
levels,
I mean,
right? You want a chance to play. You want to keep going. And
told me he loved the experience. Then he went for about 5 or 6 months where he didn't touch a ball, he said, and then, which is the reason why he feels a little bit uncomfortable, he said, coming in. But like I said, he hasn't looked uncomfortable at all tonight so far. Made a really nice save in that first half off the shot that was taken in the middle by Asher Johnson. He made a nice save on it.
It's been an odd game. Normally you get a lot of plays that we could pull replays of, for the game highlights. There really hasn't been many of those per se. I mean,
Suleiman had a nice finish on his goal for sure, and
I mean the goals are always great.
Yeah, Nozawa, his first goal was a nice finish as well. I'd say the best finish of the night was probably Suleimana's. Nozawa able to draw the penalty kick, of course, and also finish on that one. Cervantes with the tap in off the assist from Davidson. But yeah, I mean it's been a pretty straightforward game, really. Nozawa taking advantage of a couple of opportunities in the back. Now there's a ball up. Here's Paredes now with the outside of his left foot, sending it near side. Porter with a nice tackle there. One of the things we noticed about Nathan Porter, also very composed. You can tell he's played a lot of college soccer over the years. Third year as a blue-green, the team captain this year, the native of Glasgow, Scotland, and talked about how composed the back four is. It really is. I don't want to say it begins and ends with Porter, but having your team captain back there certainly does help.
Well, it's a combination experience. You got size there, Wilson, right?
Yep, Wiles was the UMAC
also,
Defensive Player of the Year last year, so they've got good players in the back through the Blue-Greens, and good size, especially between Wiles and Wilson. Wilson is 6'4", Wiles at 6'3". You got Porter on the near side, and we've already seen Valsecki likes to get forward, so it's a good foursome back there. As a former central defender myself, it's one of those where you can't really overestimate a good chemistry between the back four. That's, speaking of which, now Wiles hits the deck. I think he got clipped from behind there. But yeah, if you can have a good solid back four, as you get a look at Jacob Wiles on your screen there, he's having a conversation with his defensive compatriots in Joseph Wilson and Nathan Porter, and Wiles just taking a minute to get to his feet. Nobody on the Duluth FC bench looked too worried about Wiles. They barely moved over there, so. We're in the 77th minute now, a 5-0 score, and like you said, it's kind of a surprising 5-0 game.
Yeah, it just kind of came all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was just
like 3 goals in a bunch.
Yeah, they Blue-Green scoring 4 goals in a matter of 13 minutes, and all of a sudden the game was out of hand. And now we've got, like I said, less than 15 minutes, depending on stoppage time, of course, before we go final in this one. But that's how quickly, like we said, it can change.
Yeah, pretty nice crowd out here, though.
Yeah, not bad.
They kept filtering in.
Yeah, they kept filtering in, and
it's cooled off here tonight too. So,
and the wind is still blowing a little bit. It looks like on the field, not real bad. Nice Paredes gives it a ride with the left foot. Rossman trying to bring it down. Now Wiles coming over. Take it off the foot of Jesus Santana, by the way, who came in about 20 minutes back or so. Shot to keep it on the end line there. Oh. Let me reverse myself and just say now it's going to be a goal kick for Alex Paredes.
Yeah, but the weather the last couple of days, boy, that's great spring. Couldn't we have a spring? That'd be great.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for you to go there, Craig. I wasn't quite sure exactly where. Because if we would have had this kind of weather, it would have been fine. But we didn't really have that.
That is spring? We only have 3 seasons here.
Yeah, spring is sort of optional.
That's a 4-day event. That's like a vacation.
It is. It is. Nolan Kwame, by the way, also in the ball game as Kantorowicz heading that one away from Davidson. Now Sulemana, who's had a really steady night again. I really like his game. He's so nifty with the ball at his feet. Had that nice goal off the assist from Balsecki, and now a foul going to be on Porter here, the team captain, and now he's going to get a talking to at least. Asher Johnson is the player down here for Joy Athletic. And yeah, looks like the referee going to come over now. We've had only one yellow card so far in the game. That was to Noah Kantorowicz on the penalty kick for Nazawa, which gave him the hat trick.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been able to play today.
Yeah, like you said, as you said in the first half, this is a man's game tonight. There's been a lot of physical contact in the game.
You'll know you played today.
Yeah, free kick taken by Theo Cornell, by the way. He sends it toward the top of the 18, cleared away by Duluth FC.
Well, that's where that defensive size comes into play.
Yeah, those two in the middle between Wilson and Wiles, you're talking about 6'4" and 6'3". Yeah, there's no lack of size up in the back, certainly in the middle between Wilson and Wiles. Speaking of which, here's Wilson now. Bennett Kawami giving him grief, and now there'll be a throw here for the Goets.
Yeah, delay a game.
And there's the yellow card for Joseph Wilson. With that being said, I can't really say that it's been poorly refereed, I think.
No,
it's
very consistent.
It's a little gamesmanship there.
I was going to say, as a player perspective, if you just want it to be consistent, no matter what it is.
Yep. Jacob Vogan also in now for the Goats. He'll take this throw near side. Throw comes in now. This is Kevin Sliwa, who's had a busy night for Joy Athletic tonight, taking it in deep, and he'll be shielded out now by Wilson. And Joseph Wilson, by the way, not just tall, but also quite well built. He's a muscular kid. We talked about him. Transferring to William Carey, which is a NAIA school next season. Spent the year playing Division II soccer last year. And now giving it a ride, here's Paredes.
Yeah, the NAIA thing, that's interesting.
They hand out scholarships.
They hand out a lot of scholarships.
They do. And
that's where I say it makes it interesting, right?
Well, I'm not sure how many people who follow NCAA sports even know about the NAIA. I mean, it's at one time it was very much, I don't want to say the equal of the NCAA in terms of prestige, but it was certainly, the membership was very close. It's changed over the years, of course.
Mm-hmm.
More and more NAIA schools, it feels like, especially turn to D2, because they are able to offer scholarships.
Right.
It's happened in UMD's league, of course. It's one of the reasons why the NSIC is up to 16 schools now.
I was going to say, and lacrosse has been pretty big in the NAIA as well.
Yeah, and that's a sport that's coming along for sure. I mean, your son is a former Division II lacrosse player, so yeah, it's definitely coming along. But it is an interesting kind of dynamic between Division II especially and also NAIA.
And it's interesting how they hand out those scholarships, because we had two that came by text and said, we're going to give you a full ride. Do you want to come? Just say yes. You're like,
yeah,
this is how this works? Like,
yeah,
this seems odd.
Pretty straightforward. Carlos now, by the way, Sulemana trying to flick it to the outside. He was looking for Lorenzo, who was coming in, and off of his line to smother that one is going to be Leonard here for Joy Athletic, and now he'll give it a ride back toward midfield. But yeah, the scholarship money thing is quite interesting. In Division II, actually, different sports get different allotments, and and the schools are able to decide how they want to distribute that money. I would guess that's probably the same at the NAIA level as well. I don't know. since I don't cover NAIA, but
Yeah, right. Well, they seem to have a lot more, being that they're a lot more of a privatized
yes.
entities, so...
Here's Porter, by the way, Nathan Porter, who does play at an NAIA school, along with Suleimana at Union Commonwealth. Now here's Wiles, trying to play it away from Nolan Kwame. And now ball into toward the 18. Wilson going to try to just let it go, and it will roll out for a goal kick.
Yeah, too bad Joe can't come up here and join, because there's been some changes in the NCAA.
Yes, there has.
And, one of those, well, just being that we cover a lot of hockey, and one of those that was coming up is that there was a proposal that you were only going to be able to play till 25. So, like, for instance,
or the
like
physical age of 25?
Yeah, you only have so many years to play afterwards. You can't, like hockey players go through juniors and they come out there at 21. They go as a freshman at 22 and they're playing until they're 26. And, well,
so
they want to back that. They want to back that down a little bit, I think.
That would definitely affect the junior situation.
But then you look at junior college now, you can play. It doesn't count against you to play in junior college, so you could play 2 years there and then come in to be a freshman, really almost as, quote, a junior or a super sophomore.
Yeah, and the NCAA is constantly changing those rules and making proposals. I mean, that's part of what the conventions are all about.
And that's all the more important for parents and for players to be aware of all these changes that are going on, not so you don't get caught in some kind of predicament of being caught in between, or, because some of those you move up, you lose a year.
Right.
And there's a lot of different small ones, as that one will head out towards 46th.
Yeah, that one nearly made it out of the facility here. Throw coming up now for the Goats. But yeah, those rules are constantly changing, and that's why I know the general rules.
Mm-hmm.
But, the NCAA makes tweaks. I'm sure the NAIA does as well. Although, based on what I've been told, as this ball comes in now off the left foot of Asher Johnson, that one grabbed on a hop by Preyes. Now he'll roll it off for Nathan Porter. So the structure of the NAIA is quite different in the sense that it's not regulated quite as heavily as the NCAA is. So now here's Wilson sending Seth Davidson on the run. And Torowitz heading it away from him, age of the 18. Seth Davidson now for Duluth FC off into the corner. And now he gets taken down, and that'll be a free kick here coming up for the Blue Greens. Kind of a makeshift corner kick, if you will. Davidson's taking a bit of a beating tonight.
Well, he's given one and he's taken one. So
yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Well, for my kids, I always told them, I said after the game, I want to see how hard you worked. Where are the bruises and where are the skin marks?
Right. Yeah. All right, so it'll be like I said, a makeshift corner kick of sorts here for the Blue Greens. I think that's Carlos that's lining it up on the far side. And so we're in the 88th minute here. Carlos playing it into the middle. Now headed up and in for a goal. Oh, they're going to wave it off. It would have been Jacob Wiles on the goal. Scored a few of those for UWS during the year, UW Superior, and when they call a foul, I think they call them on a push-off maybe. I'm guessing that's what the infraction was, but boy, was the header good.
It was. We're going to take that replay. It won't probably make the highlight, but we'll have it here just in case.
A ball over the top looking for Bennett Kawami, headed away by the aforementioned Wiles. That was a heck of a finish by Jacob Wiles.
Mm-hmm.
Throw comes in now. Kawami on the end line against Wiles. Those two have been doing battle all night long as well. Now Cervantes comes back now to join the fray, and now here comes Duluth FC on a counter. Sam Carlos now taking it wide, and he'll have it slid off of his foot. Far side throw coming up, 89th minute. And we'll see how much added time there is, Greg. I wouldn't think a whole lot. I generally go with about 3 minutes.
I was going to say only a couple small injuries that happened, so.
Porter now playing it forward. Sulemana back for Porter. Carlos laying it off now. Porter still coming forward. Now Noah Kantorowicz. And we'll have a foul called on the Frenchman, Sam Carlos. A couple of Frenchmen on this team. Augustin Warneau, who started in goal against Siouxland United, the other one for Duluth FC. Plenty of international flavor on this squad, which has been also a hallmark of Duluth FC over the years. Here's Kawami now coming in at an angle. A nice job there by Wiles to tackle that one away. Sulemana, one of the goal scorers tonight from Saarbrücken, Germany. Nozawa, of course, is from Tokyo, Japan, as we've talked about there as well. Rossman, we just got the touch on that one. There he is again. From Brazil, one of several Brazilians on this squad, Valsecki being one. Gomez also Brazilian. Here's Cervantes. He's American. He's from Chino Hills, by the way, in California, and now he's dancing forward. Still on the go. Cervantes now cutting back against the grain. Now goes inside out. On the edge of the 18, now trying to avoid fouling, and now he does get whistled for it in the 90th minute. That was some nifty play, though, by Jake Cervantes up until the foul.
That was 25 yards of battle. That was great.
Ball over the top now. Wilson will let it go. Joseph Wilson, by the way, from Liverpool in England. Jacob Wiles from England as well. Talked about him. Porter being from Scotland. And you've got a few Americans, Cervantes being one of them, Davidson as well. Now, speaking of which, here's Davidson now trying to make a run to the ball. Gets around the keeper, now trying to play it toward the goal, and he just misses it. Seth Davidson on the long ball forward, got around Leonard, and then tried to tuck it in with the left foot. But one thing you can say about Seth Davidson, he's never going to take a play off.
No, he's working hard.
Now that ball will be headed wide and out of play. Aaron Gorham, by the way, also in now for Duluth FC, so players getting in here at the end of this one as we're now in extra time. Played the 90 officially. Here's Sulemana. Rossman has it taken off of his foot. And that'll do it. So virtually no added time whatsoever. This one is in the books. And Duluth FC, on the strength of 4 goals in a span of 13 minutes in the second half, turned a 1-0 lead at halftime into a 5-0 victory. And Roy Nozawa, your player of the game. Hat trick for him. Congratulations to Roy Nozawa. 10 goals, 6 assists for his college this past year, and you can see why. I mean, he knows how to find the net, and he certainly did that well tonight, Craig.
Yeah, nice talent there for sure. It'll be fun to watch here for all these fans getting treated to some of these nice goals here tonight, but some good footwork and obviously some pretty intense play.
Nozawa getting it started in the 8th minute with his first of the 3 goals on the night, and then made it 1-0, stayed that way through the opening 45 minutes, and then it really broke open for the Blue Greens in the second half, starting in the 52nd minute. Akeem Sulemana with his first career goal from Mateus Valsecki in the 52nd to make it 2-0. Then Nozawa unassisted in the 56th. The penalty kick goal from Nozawa completes the hat trick in the 59th. And then Cervantes with his first career goal off an assist from Seth Davidson in the 65th to make it a 5-0 final. Alex Paredes pitches the shutout in goal for Duluth FC. And all in all, Craig, pretty complete performance by the Blue Greens, especially in that second half.
Yeah, again, I thought obviously they control play right out of the get-go, that first 18 minutes, and then getting that first goal really kind of set the tone for them. But it was Joy that kind of came back and battled to keep it consistent through the rest of that first half. And then he said, it just broke out, and then all of a sudden we put 3 in, and it was wide open. Yeah,
and all of a sudden, 4 goals in 13 minutes will do that. And the Blue Greens, of course, cruising to the 5-0 victory. 2 straight shutouts also to start the year for Duluth FC, so some good defense there. 1 shutout each for Augustin Warneau and also for tonight's winning keeper, Alex Praise. The Blue Greens with the victory, now 1-0-1 on the season. They have 4 points in the MPSL North standings, while Joy Athletic falls to 1 victory, 3 defeats, and no ties here so far.
There you see. Yep. First victory for head coach as well.
Yeah, first victory also for Will Mindstrom. Congratulations to him. on that one. And like I said, a pretty impressive all-around performance. The Blue Greens will next be in action against this very same team, so they can't take their eye off the prize at all as they will face the Ghosts for the second and final time during the regular season this coming Saturday, the 30th. Down in the Twin Cities metro area at St. Thomas Academy High School. 5 p.m. the opening kick there. That'll be the Blue Greens' next game. They'll next be at home, however, a week from tonight, Wednesday, June 3rd, taking on Minnesota Blizzard FC. That'll be a 7 p.m. opening kick, 6:45 to 6:50 the pregame, with Craig and I as the Blue Greens return home to take on the Blizzard for the first time in the 2026 campaign. All in all, though, like a pretty good night here for Duluth FC.
Yeah, it was a fun night, good crowd. Great weather. I mean, there isn't much more you could ask for. And, don't forget, you can come out here. The concession stands are packed.
Yeah.
Just come out here and make it a full night. You can grab a light dinner out here. And, like I said, a good crowd, an active crowd. It's a fun atmosphere.
It is. So, and we hope you guys, everybody back home, by the way, before we go off the air, we'd like to say thank you to all of our sponsors as well. Of course, these broadcasts sponsored by Aspira St. Luke's, Sears Aircraft, and VW of Duluth. Thank them as well for their contributions to Duluth FC and helping make these games possible as well. So that's the final thoughts here from Walt Hunting Stadium and Marv Heikkinen Field. For Craig Morrissey, this is Matt Johnson. One more time, repeating the final score. Blue Greens winning it. They get their first victory of 2026. Final score here in Duluth. Duluth FC 5, Joy Athletic nothing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we hope you join us again on the 3rd of June. This has been Duluth FC Soccer on the iFan Sports Network.